Altered Image is a collaborative artwork that Warhol and I did in '81 when we were looking to collaborate together in the way that Warhol collaborated with Basquiat in paintings. We did this in photography. And these are not drag photographs around me. These are photographs of altering somebody's image. The dress designer Halston asked us if we wanted to borrow a dress, and we said no, because this was not about drag. In the way that Cindy Sherman alters her image, this is what this was about. It's the same way that I alter my image, because normally when it's this hot, I wouldn't be dressed up like this. So this is an altered image for me right now that you're looking at. And the concept, and these pictures have historical and art provenance, because in 1921, Man Ray and Marcel Duchamp did a series called Rose c'est la vie, and there's a portrait of Man Ray in the other room. And we based some of this on that historical provenance. The bulk of this exhibition are photographs and imagery from my life then, in the 70s and 80s in New York City. And then there is another body of work from a book called White Trash Uncut, which is here in the bookstore, that just came out to celebrate, I think, 30 years of fashion based on like punk and what happened then. All you had to be was in New York, and the impact was on you. You know, you could feel it, you could breathe it, you could eat it, you could experience it. I mean, it was so many of these photographs. If you look at the photographs, you can actually feel the presence of New York at that moment, because it was a very different New York then. I mean, it just had a different feeling. I mean, New York is a great place. Today it's super great. It always will be fun. There was two White Trashes. The first White Trash book came out in 1977, and it wasn't so, it is the format, the formato di libro. It's like the format of a book, but in the end, it is a document of that moment. So this book is called White Trash Uncut. It has some new pictures. It has a little bit of an update, because last year at the Metropolitan Museum in New York, the Fashion Institute did a big exhibition of clothing from the punk period. So I thought, in celebration of that, let's publish it, and we did. And so that book is here. But you know, I like to say amateurish, because the thing is, that way there, if somebody wants to be critical of me, they can, I've already said they're amateurish, you know what I mean? My style is really, I like to photograph the essence of people. In other words, it's not just what you see, it's the feeling of a person. And if I can do that, then I'm happy to do that. And I try to do that more than I can. Life is an ongoing process, and sometimes I don't know what's out there and what's going to happen. So there are many, many things that are out there that I don't know about. So you know, there's that movie, Eyes Wide Shut. My eyes are wide open, and so I'm always waiting to see something new. And I have a new book coming out in the fall called Everything. And this show is a traveling show around the world. And in the fall, the book Everything will be seen in New York City for the first time. And that is a different, it'll be more of this. Milan is the first stop on this rock and roll tour. My favorite new thing is to talk about, people say, well, what are you doing now? And I say, I'm really in fashion and cosmetics, because the Porch people have sponsored this beautiful show, and then we have this special limited edition capsule collection. And then I'm working with a perfume company in the United States called Kiehl's. You know Kiehl's? It's owned by L'Oreal. And they asked me to design an anniversary label. So that's the cosmetics, this is the fashion, and of course then I have the Hilton Brothers, which is this other project. It's like the Hilton Brothers project. It's myself and Paul Soberg, where there is no Christopher Makos. It's just this other idea. So between all of this stuff, I'm very busy. I have a really wonderful life, and I'm thankful to people like you and all the beautiful Italians who will be here for this show tonight and for many weeks.